Okay.
and now they also saying Jokic is in the same breath with Wilt, Bill Russell, Kareem, and Hakeem.
Jesus Christ.
So we'll talk about that, but let's recap the game first, man. What
That
y'all
is
see?
so disheartening, but we're gonna talk about the game. It makes me sad. It really, it makes me sad. But
was it Chris Broussard again? Did Chris Broussard say that again?
Man, it's everywhere, bro.
Oh my goodness.
But as far as the actual gameplay goes, Mel, I was rewatching your take before the final started, and when you picked, the Nuggets to win in 4 games because of the talent disparity.
Mm-hmm.
And in the addition to that, like, we're watching Jokic, not basketball play, because listen, Jokic is good, but we're watching him become the poster child.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? We're watching it. We are literally witnessing someone turn into a megastar. Because number one, Denver's not a big market, so a lot of people wasn't watching, and the people that's watching, half of them don't know that the system is designed for him to do the things that he's doing. So they're just looking at the bottom line stats, and they just saying this guy is the next. Something what you were saying. But as far as play goes, watching the game, yes, Jokic had a triple-double and he played great. But Jamal Murray kind of was the catalyst to me a lot of the time, especially in that third quarter, because he's just a good shot maker. Like, he makes good shots. I mean, he makes bad shots too. Honestly, he's just a really good shot maker. And I think that the team that they have built around those two is exactly the team that you need. That roster is put together so well. It's made to make Jokic look like he's just this dominant force. But the roster construction is what I want to talk about. And I don't know if the Heat have enough. If they're not making, 40% from 3, 50% from 3, I don't know if they'll have enough. They didn't have enough game 3, and I don't know if they'll have enough to continuously compete with this team just because of the roster construction. You got a 6'10" small forward and Michael Porter Jr., who's a scorer as well, and he's not even playing that well. But then you got Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, who's going to knock down open shots. He's going to play tough defense. Bruce Brown is going to run downhill and play tough defense. What's the white kid name?
Christian Braun.
Listen, man, they have guys that do a lot of the things that you need to be a championship team. They all play hard-nosed defense. They all, scrap to the ball. They don't have a rim protector, so they have to do that. They have to play that way in order for them to be successful. And because they are, and then you got the Grizzly veteran in Jeff Green. Like, it's just really, really good constructed roster. And I don't even know if the Heat, talent-wise, has enough to win this series at all. I don't even know, and I'm gonna say this: I don't know if they have enough to win another game.
Sheesh.
I don't know.
So the talent disparity is, I mean, it's a talent disparity, but is more so of a size disparity. They don't have all right. So they got out rebounded like 58-33 last game. Right. That's a big disparity, for rebounds. So even when they get stops, they're not necessarily able to secure the rebound consistently. Right. And even when they miss their own shots, they're not getting offensive rebounds. It's a lot going on there. And you was right about Jokic is a great player and he's unstoppable, especially against this team. But on top of that, like, he's already super good, but now he's got the backing of the league because of marketing. And I listened to Adam Silver, the same interview I played earlier when he was talking about Ja. He was talking about expanding the league and how important it is for people to see Jokic on this big stage, and how important that Serbia market is and all this stuff, man. I'm thinking, like, man, look, this is a business decision for this guy to be successful, and it's and even the GOAT, Michael Jordan, it was a business decision with him. Even though he is good and great and probably the best we ever seen, he was also a product of the league saying, this is how we want to market our league with this guy, this player. Same thing Nike did. So, you know what I mean? So what we're seeing is what Zoe said. We're seeing him turn into a star to a mega star, and that takes help from the NBA to do that, man. So that's what's going on. So the numbers is is really inflated for me because he plays in a style that's going to allow him to get those numbers, and he plays in an era where those numbers are more possible. Because if we're playing in the 90s or the 80s, and the final score is 75-80, and I got 40 of those points, right? I win. I got 40 points, and my team got 80 points. There was only 80 points out there to get. But if you're playing in the era where there's no defense, everyone's standing at the 3-point line, everyone's jacking up threes, there's more shots, there's more assist opportunity, there's more rebound opportunity, and there's more points to be had out there, right? Great. So when you look at 40 points in a 125-113 game, if I'm getting 40 out of 125, it's kind of impressive. But if I'm getting 40 out of 80, that's more impressive.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? So, I mean, the era and the play style and all that stuff, man, it inflates the numbers. So I never use the numbers to kind of compare players from other eras. And I'm kind of jumping ahead because I was supposed to be recapping the game.
It's hard to because the narrative is there. Like you can see what's going on.
Yeah. But I said this last thing before I let Chris and Margo. Just from the game, they got out rebounded. That's the number one thing I seen. Mm-hmm. And then the number two thing I seen is they didn't put a real effort and emphasis to really stop Jamaal Murray. And I was kind of disappointed. Yeah, I was kind of disappointed. The zone worked really good for them last game, but they didn't use it to like maybe the third or fourth quarter this in game 3, right? And I don't know if they felt like that Denver was going to practice and be ready for it, so they didn't want to bring it out, which was true because when they did go into that zone, it didn't do anything. Like Denver was still rocking and rolling, right? So they got to make an adjustment. I think Denver's adjustment was sufficient, and they was able to come out and do what they were supposed to do. And then now it's Miami's turn to make an adjustment. And I'm with Zoe. They might not get another game, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do. But 2 might be the max.
I feel like we're now seeing, and I hate to admit it because I was so happy when Steph got his 4th ring, but we're seeing now that they had a path that was just lined with gold last year. Because if Denver had Jamaal Murray last year and they played like this, I think we have a different story about how last season ends. Just the way that they play together, a 30-point triple-double a piece is crazy. I still don't like the play style just because I don't like my offense being run through my center. But if it works, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? And the talent disparity is very massive. Because it's really only just Jimmy Butler and Tyler Hero, if we're being honest. And Tyler Hero is hurt.
Ooh, you being generous.
I'm being very generous.
Because Tyler Hero is not on. Yeah, you being nice.
I'm being. It's really honestly just Jimmy Butler. We've seen it. You can't say Caleb Martin because he'll show up and disappear. Max Strus, he shows up and disappears more often than not. I mean,
Bam offensive game is inconsistent. Yeah. He's still going to rebound. He's still going to rim protect, but he can't be at consistent number 2 scoring option on a consistent basis. Neither can Tyler Hero. Damn sure not Max Strus. Damn sure not Duncan Robinson. You got players who are not, used to being in that road to being accountable.